Anyways, hello. Today we're gonna review a game between O2 Blast versus Starlight Gaming, and let's see it. O2 Blast. Let's go over the teams beforehand. Like, O2 Blast are a top team in Korean Contenders. Like, I'd say like they're like around like fourth best team or third or fourth. Like, there are teams like Team CC who are just insane, but like O2 Blast is like kind of like next to insane, in fact. Just like next teams like Team CC that are really strong. And Starlight Gaming is like a weaker team in Korean Contenders. They lost their 2 games beforehand, but like they lost their 2 matches against other teams than O2 Blast beforehand. But let's see. Let's just give both teams a fair chance to prove themselves. Right here, SLT are running double shield. This Genji pick is interesting though. Like, with this Genji, like they're probably like looking to like move their backline, like move their like core, so to speak, closer to SLT, and then like they're trying to and then afterwards they're gonna try to get value with like their Genji at close range, and then like they're gonna set up angles with like their Genji. Meanwhile, SLT are playing double shield, which means that they want to, of course, setting up angles, but with their Orisa Sigma. But generally, like, they want to be staying in like far and like long sight lines, like far range and like long range. And generally, both teams will like be like kind of just staring at each other at long range, because like both of these are really pokey comps, and it's gonna be dependent on like who gets the better angles. But like it's also gonna be dependent on like this Genji will get more value in like shorter sight lines. So O2 Blast do want to close the distance, and SLT, they will be better if they like try to maintain like long sight lines for like beginning to like mid fight. Meanwhile, like O2 Blast have a ball, and what they want to do with the ball is like really just like try to draw attention away from the rest of the team and these people. And like, since they don't have a tracer, they can't really like go for like dives, so to speak. Like, they can't kill like these people if they're isolated, but the best the ball can do like normally is like just force out cooldowns, maybe force out ultimates if he's lucky, or just like draw attention away so that like O2 Blast can peek more aggressively and take more angles and like reposition like more aggressive positions. Like the ball's just kind of like a way for O2 Blast to like get more aggressive. Or to put it another way, like SLT's comp is more consistent. O2 Blast comp is like more bursty, and that like when ball's outside, then this comp is stronger. But like when ball's in the team, like O2 Blast gets like through 2 to 3 seconds where they're like stronger than the enemy team, and they can go more aggressive. So let's see how this goes. And the Genji is an interesting pick normally because like Genji's mostly a blade bot, but like Genji does have like significant amount of poke. Like, it's kind of underrated how much Genji can poke. Anyways, as you can see, ball is like trying to stage. And what SLT have to do, like, they have to do this. They have to poke out the ball as much as possible before he slams in. Because like, if they don't, if ball gets engaged with full HP every time, then like that's like literally 5 seconds or even more in which like O2 Blast can just like go aggressive and get value from Genji, get value from Widow peeking, have like Zen take angles, maybe Sigma close the distance and kind of like go around past the shield even. So like SLT, like it might feel like uncomfortable that they haven't poked out the ball, like instead of focusing on this like juicy backline, but like it's necessary, because like if the ball goes in for too long, then like the ball's just gonna get so much value. So like now, like as you can see, SLT are setting up angles. They're setting up their Orisa here, Sigma here, which is kind of standard. No, like this is a bit risky by Sigma, to be honest, to like position here. And I would prefer for them to actually start on high ground, because like on high ground at least you make it easy to control. Like at least like you get like initial control of like these sight lines, which is really good and allows you to poke out O2 Blast's like core and ball. It allows you to use your poke advantage better, but like But yeah, they decided to start on low ground, so like I'm not really sure about that decision, but let's see how they make work of it. Like if anything, like they can just drop on low ground if they want to. There's no harm of taking the high ground. So, but at least like SLT are making it kind of hard for O2 Blast to just like press to close the distance, like to push the card past this corner. So right here they're ball staging somewhere, like Junbin's staging somewhere, but and like look, Proper's like looking to take this aggressive high ground angle. That's a disadvantage of not taking high ground before. Like you just give the enemy potentially the high ground. But like look at this. This is kind of sloppy. So Genji takes the angle. That's fine. Like that's fine because like SLT are not running any dive heroes, so that like Genji can kind of try to take angles like this. But like okay, let Genji take that angle. Like he has mobility, but like Vindame, look, Vindame. I don't know, but look, she gets like the harmony from like Zen, but that doesn't mean like peek through like travel through like SLT sightlines because look at what happens. Like when she tries to go here. Whoop! Someone just pops her head off. And meanwhile, like, where's Junbin staging? So like SLT, like they should try to like scout for Junbin and try to poke him out at least if possible. Or like they can try to rotate away if that's an option, but usually you really can't. You're not really a mobile comp, so look, Junbin just like goes behind the enemy for free, and so like nobody's trying to poke out Junbin. Like where's the poke? Like Junbin goes in with full HP and like harasses the Widow. So like let's talk about like when Vindame's like GA to like Genji. So this was bad because like she only wants to do this when like Ball's like actually like drawing attention away from like the core. And like the thing is that a common theme like nowadays is that like you have tanks like Ball or Winston, which like unlike Reiner or Orisa, like they provide a distraction, actually like they draw so much attention when they're in, but like they can only be in for a limited amount of time before they have to jump out or like roll out in the case of Ball. But yeah, like O2 Blast, like they have to use like the Ball's like distraction as a way to like reposition. Like they have to, like that's an opportunity to like do these aggressive GAs. Like this is an aggressive GA regardless if the Ball's in or not, but like if there's a time to do it, it's when Ball's like actually distracting like the bulk of SLT. So like distracting the Zen, distracting Widow, distracting Hanzo, and to a lesser extent like maybe making the tank's eyeballs turn towards the Ball. So like if there's any time for Vindame to do aggressive like shenanigans like this, then like it's like when Ball's in. But like Ball wasn't in, Ball was still staging. So like Vindame, this is just like an aggressive GA and sloppy. It's just reckless. But since SLT like don't poke, like look at good play by Junbin. Like he boops away like Tacker to the low ground, denying like Widow's like effectiveness during this time. And while this is happening, presumably I see Probe like taking an aggressively peeking this angle and then looking for the pick on like Tacker. And let's see what happens. Look, he gets a pick. And like yeah, this is good play by Junbin. Like to like and good play by Probe to like peek aggressively when like this is happening. But like firstly, like maybe Tacker should have like this is probably just unlucky that he got picked like right here. Like normally like this would just allow Probe to like take a shot, but like this shot landed. But like that's not what I'm concerned about. The thing I'm concerned about is like look at how much work Junbin is doing because nobody was poking him out before. Look, like I can't see like the camera fully, but like because Junbin was not poked out, like he's able to go in to the back line for like so long, like 5-6 seconds, and this makes Orisa's eyeballs turn. This makes Sigma like focus focus the ball. Like it makes like basically like most of SLT focus like Junbin, and like look at what this allows like O2 Blast to do. Like look, they can just aggressively peek like this, and Junbin doesn't like overstay his welcome, but like Ball has already done his job. Like Ball, like this isn't like as good as like Ball like engaging twice even, because like look at how long like normally Ball can only exist in the back line for a couple seconds, but like Junbin was there for like, let me count, for how long? Like there's a mistake. Like SLT, like just don't poke out Ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seconds. Like this was 13 seconds in which Junbin was in the enemy team, and like even though he died in the end, like this just gives O2 Blast like the advantage for a long time. Like Junbin might have gave his life for it, but like O2 Blast's like core and backline and Widow was able to like basically do anything they wanted during that time. Like yeah, this is just sloppy. And this is like another risk of running Zen instead of Brig. You don't really have any CC to like stop the ball, even though you can discord the ball. And usually like with Zen, like if you don't have anything to poke at, like then just like seek out the ball and poke the ball. Like really, poke is like your biggest asset is Zen. But once they do engage, Zen like is really vulnerable and kind of useless. So like right here, like now, like Junbin's just rolling through, presumably just like distract like SLT. But like I'm not sure why they stack like this. I'm not sure why they don't just at least try to have Sigma peek another angle. Like I know there's a ball, but like the ball I actually just rolled through and is like kind of displaced a bit. Like, and you poked him out a bit. So like you could use, and like Sigma generally, like if you have cooldowns of Sigma, it's pretty much safe to like take like slight angles, because like if anyone dives you, like O2 Blast are not even running for, like, you know, a Tracer, so like why not take the off angle? Like Ball can't kill you alone. But like now look, Orisa and Sigma, they're just stacking each other. This is like double shields, but like the shields are stacked with each other, and like this just gives like O2 Blast like so much map control. Like, you know, SLT control these sight lines, but like it doesn't matter. Like O2 Blast can like are free to use like this angle to like, you know, try to like, you know, go into the access the back line, and Ball's like free to like roll through here without like, you know, facing some resistance first, and like, you know, engage in the back line with basically full HP. So this is like, and look, the Finn even peaks. This is like kind of sloppy, I think. Like a bit of a, like, it's a bit cheeky of a peak. Like it's really risky, but like it doesn't matter. Like look. And also, like, the fight was, like, you know, in favor of O2 Blast in the beginning, because, like, once Genji gets to close sight lines, like, they switch to Tracer, but, like, once Genji gets to close sight lines, like, he's, like, way more effective. Like, he's really effective. So, like, yeah, they are forced to take a close sight line fight. But more importantly, like, they don't prevent the ball from just, like, literally slamming for free. Where's the ball though? Did he flux? Yeah, the ball was. I think the ball was in there. Yeah. I can't really see. Yeah, the ball was like in there with full HP for free. So SLT, they really had a problem. They really have a problem of like not poking out Junbin early enough. Because if anything, like in a poke comp, you have to like. You have to, like, you know, your way of defending against like people closing distance to you is poking them out. I mean, yeah. So let's take a look at the next fight. And so like O2 Blast, like they have Blade and like such, so like they're gonna be looking to like play closer. Like they're gonna set up their core like closer to like the enemy like core, so like instead of like holding back like maybe next near cart, so they just want to make space for the Genji to like go in if they're planning it. But anyways, what SLT like they want to do is like they want to like be poking out like the ball as always, poking out the Genji if possible, so he can't blade that easily. Poking out like maybe Widow, of course, because they switched to Kree, and Kree like generally means that like it's gonna be hard to engage on them, like to int on the back line, but in exchange like O2 Blast are gonna have better angles, so like SLT do want to be like collapsing on those angles. But like right here, this is like kind of forced play. So like they're trying to like push like O2, like SLT are trying to push like O2 Blast back, but like they pop the bongo, but like they're they're pushing, and they're not kind of like trying to pinch. They're not pincering me really. And like literally, look, like Orisa tries like to like kill, like try like go prod the Sigma a bit, but like Sigma can just kite back. And like yeah, there's no angles, like really, like there's no Sigma right here to like kind of take advantage of this, of like Sigma kiting back. So they're not setting up their angles, and part of the reason is they have Kree. So like it's like they don't. So yeah, Kree will be kind of forced to play, but even then, Kree can take angles. Like absolutely, you can't just take like really aggressive angles. We can still take angles, but like they're kind of playing. They're trying to push like stack together, and like O2 Blast can just kite their aggression. It's not like they have a speed boost or anything. And like look, after kiting, like even worse, they're running Brig Zen, so like they take like a lot of poke from like O2 Blast taking angles as well. So like notice that when they kite, like there are still like some members of O2 Blast like holding angles. So like SLT don't even clear out those angles before pushing, so that just makes them poked out. That just pokes them out, and like since they're running Brig Zen heals, then like there's nothing to really heal it back up quickly. So O2 Blast, they just press the advantage and they just win. Like they just kill. They just like everyone's low HP, so they just go in. So yeah, that fight was lost when firstly they SLT just pushed like the Sigma without. Yeah, I mean there was a tracer there, so they were kind of clearing angles. They kind of lied, but there was a tracer to check that angle a bit, but now, like, look, there was a lot of poke coming from like multiple directions, and yeah, everyone just dies. So it's really sloppy. They did try to clear angles with their tracer, but like they didn't pincer to like when they pushed, like they just all W keyed in the enemy, and then like yeah, that's tough. So like right here, like they switched to the ball comp, and like they have the Brig Zen, so like, and they have the tracer as well. O2 Blast do have like kind of like they do just want to poke really with this. They do have Blade though, so I think they're just gonna go for a Blade play. But in a neutral situation, they kind of have the superior poke. So with like the Mercy especially, so SLT are gonna be ones who want to like be aggressively engaging. But like right here, like knowing this, like it's okay. Like they bring their like core closer to make space for Genji to push in and maybe get a Blade. But like right here, like they're just trying to bait out the trans, I think. And they have angles to try to like do chip damage, but anyways, look, they force out the trans now. Great, you force out the trans. Now like they're gonna be stronger for the next 6 seconds. You back up, kite back. Like firstly, not only is this angle like real, like this like position really forward, like it just allows like SLT to like go behind them really easily and just like engage on these two. So like great, you force out the trans, good for you. Now kite back, don't give them the fight win for free. Kite back, kite, and they don't kite. Like they just stay there, and like the ball just goes behind. Like SLT, they have the superior comp if they want to engage on the back line. So, And like with the Mercy Zen, like Zen doesn't have a break for a bodyguard, so yeah, like no. So anyways, O2 Blast, they switch to so Probe switches to Ash, which is understandable given like this is shorter sightlines in first point. But anyways, let's see how this goes. Like O2 Blasts are now kind of pretty much committing to like full poke, but they do have a blade, so I think they're still gonna push aggressively to try to make space for Proper to go in. And what else SLT they want to do is like they want to like try to, well, obviously like they also switched to like BAP, which is interesting. So like now like SLT, they want to be using their Zen to like support the ball tracer and like going behind the enemy, and then like using like ball and tracer engages, like they just like try to like, you know, burst down one of the members of the back line or like the Ash. But anyways, and like now the roles are reversed. What O2 Blast have to do is that they have to use like their superior poke to like poke out like, you know, SLT's like divers. Otherwise like the diver's just gonna get in there for free. So anyways, let's see if they did this job right. So now they're trying to set up their core here. Like this Sigma's like taking like hell of a fight right here. Look, but they're gonna. But what I want O2 Blast to do is like chill a bit and like try to poke out and find where the ball is. Like put a few shots into the ball. It's not gonna be easy to heal up the ball even. So like it looks like they do put a bit of pressure on the ball, but I don't think it's enough. Because like look, they just like go in again. They just go in. Like ball goes in and like I think ball does go in, and they just like with the tracer just kills the back line. Well, like not the back line, the Sigma. The Sigma is a bit aggressive here, but they killed Probe on this angle. So like yeah, this is kind of sloppy from O2 Blast. I think they should have tried to poke out like Sunjin like a bit more before like committing to fighting close range like that. And like this forces them to like commit the blade, and the blade doesn't like understandably, you know, like win the fight for them. But like yeah, like they but yeah, that was kind of scary. So yeah, I'm not gonna overanalyze the rest of this too much, but anyways, let's go to the next fight. Now both sides will switch to Widow, I think. Like you have to, basically, otherwise you're just gonna get outrange or you're gonna be forced to play in short sight lines. And now they actually switch on the well, okay, now they played a Widow. But they did lose a fight before, I think. Well, so like yeah, they switched to Widow. They don't lose a fight, but I was confused for a bit. So Tacker kills Finn. That's just unlucky. Probably like peeking for too long, trying to like duel the Widow. But like now, look, O2 Blasts are trying to like. They have the superior poke. I think they should just be trying to maintain their distance, but now I think O2 Blasts they're just pushing in a bit too aggressively, and like they're not, and like again they have to be putting poke pressure on this ball somehow. Otherwise, the ball's just gonna like, you know, engage for free. As I said, like remember first fight how SLT ignored Junbin, and then Junbin was able to stay in the back line for like 13 seconds. This is now kind of the same for like O2 Blast. Like, look, they're not poking out Sunjin, and they're not even forcing him out of the flank. And look, they just engage and they push up a bit too far. Well, like, yeah, this is a good place for the core, like, you know, put the core on high ground, but I was expecting them to at least push the card a bit more before, like, committing here, and at least clear this angle first, make sure there's no ball behind, but, like, they don't make sure that there's no ball behind, and they just get engaged on, which they're better at doing. So yeah, this is sloppy from O2 Blast. Now, let's see. So now, as you can see, they switch to Tracer now. And again, like, O2 Blast, like, even though they have the Tracer now, they stick on the BAP, so they're going to still have, like... So this team is still going to have better map control. but like O2 Blast will have the superior poke, so like again, they'll be the teams who want to poke more. Well, like, that being said, like, Zen does pack a punch in... Zen does still, like, pack a punch in the poke department, actually. It's just that, like, when I say superior poke, though, I mean that, like, Finn is able to, like, any poke damage that, like, SLT do is gonna be, like, is gonna be healed up easily, but like not the same for like not the same for O2 Blast. Any poke damage that O2 Blast does is not gonna be healed up easily, especially with the Brig Zen. So that's what I mean. They're gonna win like a pure poke battle because of like their better sustain. So anyways, now like, oh, that's terrible. So now as you can see, like, SLT do want to eventually like get engaged because like they have the Zen, they have the Discord, and they have the severe flank control. But speaking of this, like, look, Attacker, like, I think is like on that high ground, but like, look, she just dies because she's so separated from his team. Look, like, look, boom, 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 boom. There's a ball. Ball just chunks him down for free. So now SLT, they have to like engage now, otherwise Probe will get picks. And let's see if they do it. Okay, so yeah, they engage, but like, look, they kind of like, you know, just fully commit into this. And I don't really like this idea as well because like now their core is like on the low ground. They're not even in their advantageous position anymore. And like now it forced out the trans, and like I think because like look, they're all pretty low, it forced out the trans. Like, yeah, it was a Flux that forced out the trans, but they're just like using ults to survive, even though Max is kind of like overextend. Like, look, they're just overcommitting to this fight. Like, all they need is have Ball Tracer slam in, and then like, you know, maybe contest the Widow, so you can compensate for having no Widow. But like, you don't like the whole core doesn't need to compromise their high ground positions to like just to like desperately clutch out this fight. So yeah, this was sloppy play, and let's see what they do again. Let's see if they like make sloppy mistakes again. So right here, Probe does kill like Maka by probably because like, okay, where was Probe? Probe, like, Maka probably just peeked main. Unfortunate. They do have respawns, luckily, but... And now... As you can see, they put their core on high ground. Sunjun does Minefield. I don't know, like... Where's the Tracer? Like, there should be a Tracer, like... So firstly, I'm not sure where the Tracer is. The Tracer should be like somewhere trying to follow up with this disruption, but okay, I'm not that concerned though. But I'm more concerned about like how is like, not only is this Tracer not really following up as I'm aware, like how did Proper just get into like the back line for free and like just kill Tacker? Like they should have like the better Tracer, like. They have the Zen to pocket Tracer, but how does Proper get into the back line for free? Nobody's focusing him. Like, look, nobody is focusing Proper. Like, he's discorded, sure, like, right now, but, like, still, nobody's focusing him. Like, not even Haim. Haim's more focused on, like, trying to pulse bomb him back, but that isn't going to win the fight. And now, like, again, like, the core just give away their good positions for free. And, like, look... They're able to engage, and sure, like they kill Jinbin, but it doesn't matter. Like Jinbin already did the damage, and look, they just like give away their good positions. You know, like they panic, and then they just drop from high ground. And like Haim like kind of misplayed that by not marking properly. Well, nice pun, but yeah, like they just like kind of mess this up. Like they aren't playing to the strengths of their comp. Anyways, like, how did Proper get into the backline without anyone focusing him? Like, not even Tracer marking him on the flank. And, like, and like not even following up with like Sungun necessarily. So right here, O2 Blast are going for a cheeky spawn hold. Like, I'm not sure why Moira though. Like Moira just like, you know, after like SLT could just try to like poke out the Brawl team, wait until Moira runs out of resources, and then yeah, it will be weaker. But the reason that this is actually really common on like payload defense, because like by like occupying the payload, like this just gives you like many team fights. Like you can get up to 3 team fights first point, so, and like 2 team fights second point, and usually you just switch to something more pokey third point. But you can get up to like 5 team fights if you play this properly, and even if you lose all of them, like even if you don't win a team fight, it's just gonna stall like so much time. And on defense, like remember, Overwatch is objective based. Like it's the objective that matters, ultimately, that is. So right here, like SLT they just want to set up angles. They could mirror like just to get out, but like they want to set up angles if they want to stay on this comp. But like wait. But like anyways, when you can see ball goes in, but like look, their backline is just all over the place. So like Junbin like holds here and then like goes back here, but meanwhile pushes up a bit too far, and like look, and there's a now Sigma in the back line, so like Junbin just like, he shouldn't be like just like in the middle like this. He should be committed to like at least one of these sides. Like he shouldn't be in the middle where like he can just be pincered by both sides. Like he should have stayed here. Like if like, you know, they go from here, like maybe let D.Va take care of a bit of the spam, maybe shield up here. Like so lone Sigma, as long as you have a D.Va and people poking him out, can't really do much. But like look, he's just in the middle, and like now like there's nobody to like clear this out. Like he isn't like holding one side. Like nobody's like gonna clear this out for him. He just needs to hold like a position, like hold like from one side so he doesn't get pincered from both sides. And this just allows him to break the spawn hold like in like 40 seconds, which is decent, but which is still decent. Like and maybe take it if you could get another 2 team fights, but yeah, they're not the optimal spawn hold though. They switch back to the BAP. I mean, they switched to the BAP. They should have switched to the BAP in the first place, but okay, now like SLT, they want to be taking their angles beforehand. What O2 Blast have to do is that before pushing on main, they have to clear this ball, clear this tracer out first, poke them out as much as possible, or otherwise like the ball tracer is just going to engage on your backline for free and like turn picks. And I assume they're playing this Echo just because it plays well into Brawl, like pure spam, like you know, it's just really good poke. So now, like, okay, let's see how they roll out. So it appears that instead of like, you know, clearing this ball, they're trying to play away from this ball, and they rotate high ground. And this would, but I do want at least like 1 or 2 people, like at least like looking at like the stare angle, because that's how they can engage, or at least like, you know, trying to like poke out anyone who's taking these angles here. They have to be clearing out these angles first before like pushing in. Otherwise, like this Echo, this tracer, this ball's gonna get too much value. Okay, I'm not sure why they're slamming tanks, but I'll take it out. Okay, but like look, they're not clearing out this angle. They're not. Like they're just putting their brine on cart, presumably to stop it, which is good, but like you have to clear out this angle first. Like Probe should not be focused there. Probe should be focused on the side. Have his D.Va help him clear out this Echo. You don't need to. You need to kill this Echo. You need to clear her out, or else, like, yeah, like, well, like Junbin dies, but like I assume that. Yeah, I see. Like, I assume that like this ball wasn't like contributing to like the high ground control enough. Like, as you can see, like at least O2 Blast maintained the high ground. It was a mistake for SLT to like kind of slam tanks, like slam the Reinhardt, but like Sungun should have like tried to maybe like, you know, boot people off high ground, or at least like take attention away. don't allow them to like use their high ground and poke advantage. Like if they have the high ground, they're gonna have a poke advantage, like kind of a poke advantage still, so to speak. So now SLT are forced to like go out again. So mistakes by both sides, but SLT did the bigger mistake. So right here, they're holding the high ground. Good. That's good because like it denies SLT to Sunjin the use of the high ground for staging. But more importantly, allows Probe to like actually poke out like the divers, and like and like they have like beat and like window. So I think what I'd be looking for is like one option is like beat engage into the back line, and this is like like against like really divey comp, you should look to use your ults like pretty aggressively. Like you just want like you don't want them to like take so much time. So you don't want to give them time to like set up their angles. Like if you can, like you just like go for their backline easy. So now it looks like they're gonna high noon to make space. Tacker is a bit sloppy. Doesn't matter though. Well, if like Finn dies. Oh, how did that happen? Like honestly, like I'm not sure why Finn drops. Well, like to pop the window, sure, but like I think he should be exo booting back to high ground. Like if you're on low ground like this, then like maybe Max should have. Where's Max? Like I think he got like killed by Finn. Got killed by this angle from this angle, but where's Max? Is Max just pushing something that he shouldn't really be pushing? He should be like trying to absorb. He is needed to like kind of peel a bit before pressuring. I'm not sure where Max is. Like, did Max die? Oh, I don't know. I wish I had the replay, but oh, Max. I don't know. I think Max just stacked with his Rhine. I think I see like a silhouette. Okay, let me see this closely. Sorry for. I think it is. Yeah, I think Max just stacked with his Rhine. Like presumably to like kind of secure this like high noon. I'm not sure. Maybe, but and there was nobody taking care of this angle. So like two mistakes. Finn should have been on high ground, but Max should not be like stacking with his Rhine like this. I think Max should be trying to DM the angle that like can actually threaten them. And Finn should have probably stayed on high ground, or at least. But okay, so they do get a lot of kills off of like Finn dies, and this is bad because like they pop the beat, but and they can try to like rush the core, but like they have the trans to meet this. But like once like once your BAP dies early, then this Brawl comp is toast because like Brawl will take a lot of damage, like no doubt. That's why you need a BAP in the first place, or Moira. Or at least an Ana, like sometimes, but sometimes you'll play Ana, but losing your BAP early is bad. And like Proper gets 2. I don't know how. Like in all this confusion, nobody is accounting for the Tracer. Like let's see if Tracer is taking any damage. Like before like they go really aggressive with this, they need to like clear out the Tracer first. Or else, like, Tracer just one-clips your backline, especially when you're running Mercy Zen. Like, when you're running Mercy Zen, like, more than anything, you need to, like, control, like, the flank angles. Like, you don't go that aggressive. Like, you get 3 picks, great. Now, see if there's check, where's the Tracer? Where's the Tracer? And it looks like they do peel back for the Tracer, but it's too little too late. Where's the Tracer? Like, look, Proper's kind of in the backline. Nobody's... Like, some people are trying to look at him, but not enough attention is being dealt. It could be just like they just missed shots, but like, yeah, having a Tracer in the back line is bad for like the enemy team. So yeah. Okay, let me see how long this match lasts for. But yeah, kind of sloppy here. Okay, and now Haim like pokes from the high ground. So they lost the fight because Miracle by Tracer, a bit of like not accounting for her. So let's hope they do it this fight. So now, as you can see, like SLT, they want to be taking angles. They might want to, they probably just don't want to like do anything too time consuming because they want 2 team fights at least. But so now, like again, O2 Blast will be looking. They want to be poking out ball. If they can find ball, they want to. Maybe Diva pokes out ball. I hope. Okay, let's see if they had any opportunities to poke out ball. Like maybe Diva can like go, kind of like go aggressively. Like I think I would like Diva to like scout out here, and like see if there's anyone like any ball like in there. And then if so, just poke him out. Like any poke that you do will be healed up. Like any poke that's done to you will be healed up by your BAP, but not so much for this team like SLT. But like they don't poke out the ball. Like they kind of poke out the ball, but ball is able to engage. Like they poke out the armor, which is okay, but ball is able to engage. But I think that's a bad engage. Like it doesn't force any eyeballs out. Like let's see. Ball engages. Like does ball even engage? Ball just gets poked out like mercilessly. Maybe I'm not sure if ball even engages. Like I don't have the full replay, but ball's like over there. Like ball's just getting poked out. So O2. So like Sun Gun is just like standing there, and I think like someone was poking him out. Well, there has to be someone poking him out. I can't see, but like if whoever's poking this ball out, like good job. Like yeah, you want to be poking out the ball out so they can't even engage. And like Sigma's forced to just poke without, and like the rest of the team is forced to poke without doing any, without like creating any potential for picks. But like, even though ball's low HP, how does Ryan die? So like, now like Ryan's holding like a really forward position. So even though it isn't a good engage, like they do get healed up a bit. But okay, now ball is engaging. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to back up. Like unless you're trying to go for beat engage, like sometimes you're gonna be like, hey, screw this ball, I'm just gonna go for your back line. But like if ball manages to engage, then what you have to do is like you have to like S key immediately, and then like wait for your team to deal with like the ball shield for your team so you can cut off like the back line from their divers. But once that happens, it might feel unpleasant, but like that's your window to just go in aggressively because you force out the ball. And the ball has little cooldowns. Great, now you go in. But yeah, that's how it should work. But like here, like Junbin like actually kind of goes forward and like gets bursted down. This is a huge mistake. It shouldn't be happening. It might even win them this whole team fight. Okay, so Proper gets like a triple pulse on. A triple pulse on like Album. Probably just lucky. Like maybe someone should be trying to poke out this. Maybe someone should be trying to contest this Tracer, but Diva was helping. Yeah, they're. How did Tracer actually sneak? How did Tracer sneak up there? So they're just trying to follow up, but like, yeah, I think it's just unlucky, and they do trans to like kind of stay alive. Try to like stabilize mid-fight, and then yeah, I think they should win. SLT should win this, but look, they don't. Maybe like I think this is a bit too. I think yeah, they're kind of maybe position. They might be positioning like a bit too aggressively. SLT are positioning their like or a bit too aggressively. But and Proper like just gets kills. Spoiler, sorry. So anyways, like my god. And this fight is just a clusterfuck. I'm not even gonna. This is just gonna be like kind of mechanics and like whoever micro and target calling and shit. So anyway, so now both sides like they switched to oh, interesting, Doomfist for a while. They switched to ball. Oh well. Oh yeah, O2 Blast do stick on the Rhine comp. So now like O2 Blast are just looking to like kind of stall the card a bit, and like meanwhile SLT didn't want to take angles. Same thing. Diva is probably gonna be more useful. Like I think they switched to Diva just because of the shorter sightlines here. It's more useful in shorter sightlines. Oh, good eat. Yeah, but okay. So proper just goes into aggressively. I can't say anything more than that. Like against against Tracer, Zen, like Ball especially, like this Tracer's gonna be better, and like they're gonna have a break to like stun you if you're in the back line as well. So I don't really like playing Tracer and Brawl generally, but like if you're playing Tracer and Brawl, your job is really just like check flanks and like kind of guard them and scout out flanks and just try to like catch out any like really aggressive flanks. You're just really playing defensive Tracer, but defensive Tracer is like you're just giving up a lot of the value if you're playing her defensively, like solely defensively. I mean, so like proper just feeds, and like so they kind of like position here, but like off of that, like but Max kills their backline somehow. So like right here. This is actually, I think, a good play because now, as you can see, like they're going to backline. They get, as you can see, like attacker is going to the backline where the ball is like somewhere near. But like, look, Max, like they just pulse bomb, like they just try to win the fight with a beat engage. I think they should have like actually made. They should like when did they build beat? Like they should have done this earlier. Like if there's any time to do beat engages really early in the fight when like the diver is still trying to set up, that's when you try to like go to for a beat engage. So this beat engage was too late, but like knowing that with the beat engage and knowing that he has like a bit of like insurance and like the self-destruct, Max just goes in and goes for a backline and wins. Does it like and how SLT could have countered this is maybe their backline was a bit too forward, but even then, like this is a good play by O2 Blast. Okay, Finn dies, but like they're gonna respawn probably before that happens. I mean, like they could try to spawn camp Finn, but I don't think that would be really effective. So like that slam on tanks, not really coordinated with Tracer. I don't like it. Now they do have self-destruct, so like Max could try to just go for a backline dive play eventually in the fight. It's what he did before, but like with the beat. But now he has a self-destruct. He could either use it as like a way to dive, like these people or like these like players or the backline, or like use it as a way to like allow his team to engage. This key, they're holding high ground good. They do want to try to force a short sightline fight. That bomb was a bit uncoordinated. I wanted some Tracer to go in as well. Like Tracer should be in to take advantage of this like pressure. Sungun just does kill Probe though. I'm not sure why. Where's Probe? Oh, good eat by Violetta this time. But where's Probe in that fight? I think Probe was with his team, but like he kited back the wrong direction. He kited back here, and then like and then this zoned out the rest of his team. So I got separated, but it was the wrong type of split. And now like okay, let's see this. How does Diva bomb? Okay, why are they just sitting here? Like go in. And now that they lost their like chance, and now like the divers have set up their angles, they're just gonna win. Like why are they going with the Diva bomb? Like I know you might have flanks and flank control, like clearing the flanks is important, but like they're not. You're like But even now, you're kind of temporarily like you have like your Tracer and even your Lucio in the back line. Like, just go in. There's like no ball to really stop you, like delay your approach, and even then you're like pretty close range. Like, just go in. But otherwise, you're just gonna set up angles everywhere, and then they're just gonna kill you. So like they lost their chance. Like with a brawl comp, like you need to like look for opportunities where you can just like press W. Like, you don't always want to be pressing W, of course, but sometimes you want to be clearing flanks. You want to be holding space, but like you want to be looking for opportunities where you can like go in and just fight like a 6v3 where the divers don't make where like you can zone out the divers with like either like beat or like beat Diva Bomb to a lesser extent, like High Noon and Window. So right here they switched back to a poke comp. SLT are playing the Echo, so they're kind of the superior poke, so O2 Blast will be looking for engages more, I mean. But like the matchup will be pretty similar, it'll just be who will get the flanks. So it looks like they're going for a backline trade. Junbin does kill Tacker. Oh, Tacker out of position. And so she takes this angle, but like she takes this angle like while like, you know, the ball and Tracer already have control of that flank. So like as you can see, in terms of like weak sides and strong sides, I think this is like in a sense like this is like SLT's like strong side, and this is like SLT's like weak side. And in turn, like this is like O2 Blast's strong side, this is O2 Blast's weak side, because like O2 Blast's ball and Tracer are this way. Meanwhile, like SLT have more occupation on this flank, so are more occupying this flank more. So yeah, like look, so like SLT, so like Tacker's, I understandably wants to take an off angle, but like he can take an off angle still on like his team's strong side. So yeah, Attacker does this is kind of sloppy, but on the other hand, like SLT are like really advanced on this flank. Like they're gonna win this backline trade, because like whereas O2 Blast's core, like they're not in a, they're too far. Like they're just too far to support like that backline trade, like with like Junbin and Proper. Like they're just too far. They can't support it. Meanwhile, SLT's core are pushed up and actually able to support it. They're able to actually like, and sometimes like it's okay to have like your sync close range with your ball, like especially if like you know the other team's like backline is like, I mean not backline, I mean like ball Tracer are like doing their own thing, and they can't really punish you for like being close. So yeah, it's just that like SLT's like dive had like more support. Like what O2 Blast should have done is maybe just even like kite it back a bit, try to you know play more defensively, try to use their ball Tracer to punish SLT for being forward, and then or clear them out of that forward position before going in. So now both teams are taking dry fights. They have to take dry fights, but oh, Tacker does kill Finn though, like during this fight. You can see. Now, the thing is that like for some reason Proper is able to sneak. Well, Proper sneaks into like SLT's backline. Doesn't have a ball though, so not immediately concerning. Well, oh shit, the balls. So yeah, this is like a real threat to the backline. And unless they're going for like a backline trade, they should either like try to like play defensively, try to clear this out first, or like. Yeah, or like again, they're going for the backline trade, it looks like. So anyways, Finn dies like somewhere in O2 Blast's backline, and like this, I think it's like Max is like really low HP. This sets SLT up for winning. They have good positions. They can just go for the backline after doing this, and for some reason. Well, like, oh shit, this is actually O2 Blast's ball, so Tracer, I made a mistake, fuck, I'm kind of like, yeah. But anyways, Attacker it's probably some sloppy thing. I can't see like what happened exactly, but like look, they do like they are in position for dive. So if anything, like SLT are not contesting like O2 Blast's like map control really well, and like they use their map control like so. O2 Blast are set up to like clutch, not clutch, but like bring it back, and like now they bring it back, and like now like their ball and tracer is now set up, but yeah, like, their ball tracer might be set up, but where's O2 Blast's backline playing? So where's Vindame? But I think, but yeah, like their dives is worse. Because yeah, O2 Blast have like that can like have some cover, but like SLT don't. They're standing in the open, so they win this backline trade. They just win this backline trade, yeah, easily. And yeah, that's the end for SLT's like hopes. Like they're for like they like that's the advantage. O2 Blast messed up a lot actually, but whatever it is, like they stalled the card for a long time, and it gave SLT like only like a couple team fights, like each like really few team fights, like each checkpoint, and that's how they won. Like that's why the Rhine is actually pretty good first to second point defense. It's really good in stalling. So anyways, that's all I have to say for today. Hopefully if any viewers are here or anyone's watching the YouTube VOD, it was useful. Anyways, peace out.